That's nasty. It should not look like that. Alright everybody, welcome back to the Ernest P YouTube channel. We're here with another mechanic review segment. I've been doing the mechanic Steve, what he's really doing, reviews, and they've gotten a lot of interest. So this is something I've always been interested in doing, is those mechanical problems compilations. Just review those and kind of talk about what might be happening there. So again, I'm a young mechanic, I don't know everything, so if I get something wrong or I say, hey, I don't know, let's talk about it in the comments down below. You know, judge me if you want, but you don't judge me. You know, I don't know everything. I'm just here to talk about what I do know and hopefully get people who might not know about these kinds of things an idea for what's going on here. So that being said, again, just leave comments down below if you have any questions. I'll try and talk to everybody if I can. Anything to say, just leave it down below. Like I said, if I get something wrong, it's no big deal. This is something I've always been interested in doing. So let's get into it. Here we've got mechanical problems compilation, and I haven't watched these beforehand, so I may have to pause it and think about it for a second, but we'll talk about what I think is going on. Again, I may not be perfect, so. Okay, looks like a radiator cap for that radiator overflow. That was pretty quick. It looks like somebody put some stopped leak in it, some head gasket sealant, or it mixed with the water and the oil. It's got a bad head gasket, and all that pressure is coming back into the cooling system. Either way, it's all gunked up in there and pressure is coming back in. So most likely it's probably oil and water mixed, but sometimes people put that stuff in there and it just causes problems. Okay, here we've got a door falling off a car. So it looks like there, somehow, it might have been a joke because there's no way this should have happened, but the brake was also revving the car as well as the gas. So again, it would never happen on your car, but that's pretty funny. Okay, here's somebody's rim completely busted in half. They are welded together in the middle. It looks like it broke. These are pretty quick. So there, they just closed the door and the window fell out. That track system's probably broken in there. Looks like there's a short circuit in this gauge. It's just spinning around. I like to call it infinite fuel. Okay, got the key going in. Oh, there you go. You lose that clip that holds that in there, and you can pull the whole thing out with your key. Okay, this guy just needs an alignment. His steering wheel's completely turned and he's driving straight down the road. Wow, we need to pause that. Okay, this is a brake disc. I don't think that's a drum in the middle, although sometimes they are. We can see if he pulls it off. But that is supposed to be connected to the brakes, meaning that if that guy applied the brakes, his wheel would keep spinning while the brakes just grabbed onto that disc. So that's super dangerous, and yeah, it's just completely broken. Okay, there you go. He pulled it off, and there was a drum inside of it. So that's for like a parking brake or something. Okay, put the keys in here. Nothing. He knows how to fix it. Okay. He's probably got a bad fuse or a loose fuse connection. He just taps on it. And there it goes. It starts. That's funny. Wow. Yeah, that could be a number of things, like a bad water pump or a bad head gasket that's just causing weird pressure issues. It sounded like it was sucking, so it might just be like a weird water pump issue. It'd probably take some diagnosing to know exactly what that was. Okay, here we have got an axle / wheel bearing. It looks like it's probably on a bigger truck. We'll press play. Wow. That's a wheel bearing that's lost all of the material inside of it. So there should be like rollers or balls inside of that bearing like you'd imagine a normal bearing. And they're all gone. So that thing can completely just move. Not that big of, I mean, it's a big deal to replace it. It's not like your car is ruined or anything. You just need a new wheel bearing. So here we got a guy going to change his oil. Let's see. Wow. And he's got all antifreeze coming out. That's cool, man. so there's still probably oil in there. What happens is obviously oil is lighter than water. All the water is going to come out first since that bug's at the bottom of the motor. This can happen for two reasons. I've had it happen. Well, it may be able to happen for more. If you know of any extras, leave them in the comments down below. Specifically, you can have a bad head gasket that will start letting water get into the oil. And on an old Nissan I had one time, the timing chain would wiggle so much that it actually cut a hole in the timing chain cover right where the water ran through. And so once it punctured that hole, a bunch of water got down in the oil, and that ruined that motor. So again, if you know of any other ways that could happen other than pouring coolant in the oil, leave it in the comments down below. Watch that drain out. It's funny. We'll see if oil comes out if they show that. See, I'll be interested to see if oil's on top of that. No, they didn't show it. I'm assuming oil came out probably right when they stopped that video. Okay, here's a new set of videos, and we'll jump right in this one, and we'll do one more after this because this one's short as well. Wow. That looked like a broken axle and a control arm. Well, it depends if it even has an axle in the back there, but at least an upper control arm that broke, and that tire was just completely hanging. And when you try and drive on that, it's just going to flop all over the place and shake your car. Okay, here we've got a hole in the bottom of the car. Not to give anybody any ideas, but if you ever needed to throw something out of your car, that's the way to do it. Because sometimes if you throw it out the window, people will see, but if you throw it through the floorboard, nobody will ever notice. In my opinion, I've never done it, but I've always thought if I had to throw stuff out of a car, I'd make a secret door in the bottom I could throw stuff out of. Okay, let's see here. Wow, that steering wheel is disconnected. I wonder if it broke. It didn't look like it did, but... Oh, look at that. That's an axle, and that came right out with the tire. It's pretty funny. Okay, they just got the door unbolted. That's funny nonetheless. Wow. Right there, they may have had... It looks like that came out of the exhaust. Looks like they had the exhaust manifold unbolted, and the cylinders were probably full of water or gasoline or something like that they put in there. And so you turn the car over to get all that out without hydrolocking the motor. Probably what happened there. Okay, got a guy. Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, I want to say that's a super bad wheel bearing again, like we saw the other time. Just didn't go into gear. Okay, okay, we'll pause it there. That's what that other car was having, that same issue as well. See how that tire's leaned all the way in? Their control arm's completely broken, so that tire is not straight up and down, and it can wiggle all over the place. So if that ever happens, just take it straight to the shop. You know, in fact, probably have it towed to the shop. It looks almost like a drift car. Let's see. Oh, speedometer. It's probably short-circuiting. Yeah, just don't drive on a flat tire like that. Once your tire goes flat, just don't drive on it. You'll ruin the rim and the tire. Because sometimes you can fix the tire. Not a lot of people do, but you can. Alright, so here's another video. This will be the last one. It's just a minute as well. And we'll probably have to pause this one a few times like the others. So we've got a coolant hose here. Let's see what happens. Ew. Yeah, that's nasty. That it could be oil. It's probably oil in that coolant. That's all chunky like that. It could be a few other things if they put something in the motor as well. Like I mentioned before, sometimes people put that stop leak or that head gasket sealant in there, and it only ever causes issues. Well, I'm not going to say explicitly it only ever causes issues, but I've never had a good experience with it, and I don't know anybody that has. Okay. Yeah, that it probably has a bad head gasket. Just a ton of pressure going back to the crankcase, and that looks like water and oil that's just been mixed together by those pistons and the motor running through it. So, yeah, probably bad head gasket and probably bad motor if they keep running it like that. Okay, probably bad transmission mount here or motor mount. That's causing that that shifter knob to wiggle like that.
Turn the wheel. What is going on?
Okay, so you'll see that sometimes with electric power steerings when they're going out. I'm assuming because it's a new Dodge, it's probably electric power steering. Older ones can do that too. If they get air in the system, then they'll only give you power for a quarter of a turn or whatever. But the fact that that one was kind of kicking around, it's probably electric, and just, you know, got a bad electric power steering rack going out. So, okay, here's a control arm. This is a lower control arm, but it's completely broken. And these are the ones that you'll really see those tires shaking on like crazy when you drive on those. And they just live somewhere where they probably put a lot of salt on the roads because that's really rusty.
Still draining.
Okay, what's that, the differential? Let me get a good look at that. No, it's probably oil. Looks like the front of the car. So, yeah, that's that oil water. It just turns into goop like that. Normally they don't mix, but when they do, it's like that. Okay, that steering wheel was just broken. And here we'll see this guy in his truck. His tires are shaking, so he's lost probably a sway bar or a front suspension component, like a track bar or something is probably broken. That's causing that wobble. And it's pretty common in Jeeps, and they call it death wobble.
Oh my God.
Okay, so when your windshield wipers, when one works and the other doesn't, obviously you know it's not your motor. There's a link that connects those two. I think they call it a transmission even. Usually it's just come loose on one end if one's working and the other isn't. It's usually not hard to fix. Okay, that's a differential.
Oh, I don't even want to look.
Oh man, that's nasty. It should not look like that. It should be pretty smooth fluid like an oil. So probably some water got in there. Door handle, open the door. Just a broken door handle. Funny nonetheless. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Again, this is the 𝘰𝐻 YouTube channel. If you don't mind, please subscribe down below. Give the video a big thumbs up, a big like. Leave any comments if you had questions. If you think I said something wrong, again, I won't be offended. I'm just here to, you know, introduce people who may not know to what's going on in these cars. So if I'm wrong, I don't want to mislead people. Just let us know. Again, if you have anything to say, any comments, I'll try and answer everybody. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Maybe you're here from the Mechanic Steve videos. Those have been pretty popular lately. If you're not, check it out here. I'll leave a link. And throughout the video, I'll probably leave links up on top of other videos that you may be interested in. Especially if you made it to the end here, I'll link up some other videos that you'd probably like. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Peace out.